What's going on, guys? It's Ray from BinaryNetwork.us. In this video, I'm going to explain the ST1, the short trading indicator. Um, the short-term trading indicator is very fragile indicator. It's an indicator that's going to be shooting out signals all the time, and one that you use for shorter trades. Now, the way you confirm shorter trades is very simple. We have everything that we need in our charts at the moment. So we got our trend indicator, which is the very important one, and then we have also our FXST and our MACD or ADX here, and we have our moving average at 20. Um, the reason why I set mine to 20, I mean, this is of course preferable, to whatever your preference is in your trading. 20 is my favorite one, favorite number because it's very smooth and it's as simple as below the moving average is a pretty much downwards trend, and then above, and of course we're moving upwards. So it's very simple for me to use the 20. Excuse me. The 20 because it's very clear, and it just pretty much flows, and we just follow exactly the slope and wait for alerts. Now the way I confirm my ST1 is basically like this. Let me go ahead and make sure we're on. Okay, so I got the M15, the M30 because I like taking 15-minute trades and 5-minute trades with my ST1. That's what it's for. So basically, we're going to be in our M30 right now. The way I do my trades, and if I can see a trade right now, I will take it. Now, the way I do my trades, very simple, straight up, a straightforward way to confirm it, way to do it. I like going a little bit further back, following a certain trend, and then jumping in a shorter time period, and then finding a great entry. So that's the way I do it. We did test. Of course, there's different ways. You could also stay at, the current if you like to use the M5 and just take that and take those signals and go with your confirmations, and that's also a way to do it. Um, but as you can see, like in this case right here, what I did basically is I wait for a signal. Okay, so I'll have everything set up right now. I just opened my charts, so I do not have it set up. But anyway, it's simple as looking for a signal. Once you get a signal, you step a little bit back to the M5, and then you wait for um, basically your negative or your positive, whatever your signal was at originally. Okay, which in this case would be, for example, we have a up signal or up arrow. Of course, this was an hour ago, so it's kind of hard to look into this one now. But just for the sake of the video, if the up arrow just popped up, your alert comes on. You just go to your M5, and then you wait for your positive directional, which is your green or your red, whichever one. If you're waiting for your negative, then you wait for your red. Or if you have of course an up arrow, you wait for your green to cross over your 25. So so basically, that's the way we like taking our trades. Once it crosses over our 25, then we're good to go. As long as we know we're moving upwards in the direction, and also if we're above our moving average, then we're obviously moving upwards. So it's a good trade for us to take. Um, Basically, that's how it goes. M30 set, get a signal. Just for example, we got this signal, and then at this moment, what we would do. Let me go ahead and close this. So at this moment, what we would do is we would wait for our cross over our 25 because we already know we're moving upwards. So we already got our arrow at this point. We already know we're moving upwards. Now the only thing we need to do is wait for our entry. So at this moment, we would have jumped in for 15 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 1. We don't like waiting too long because obviously the whipsaws, all that happens. It does happen with short trades. We all know this. So basically, we just wait for a crossover. If it does not cross over, then it's obviously whipsaw. So it's gonna probably reverse really quick, and so on. Basically, that's the way it is. we used to use the well, I used to use the M5 and then the M15, and then use the same exact time frame for my entry, which was a lot of confirmation to do. So this is just a very easy way for us because it kind of confirms our own signal. So when we do get a trade, now I'm hoping I get a trade now so that way I can show you guys live, but it's obviously quiet at the moment. So the only thing I could do is really just show you um, basically how it works. So we got our up arrow in our M30, jump back to our M5, and wait for our crossover, which it crossed over immediately. Okay, so at that moment, when it crossed over, we would take our 5, 10, 15-minute trade. So we take our 15-minute trade at this moment. Of course, it did cross over right here as well, so we could have taken this one as well if we're fast enough, and this one would have barely won. However, we're hovering above our moving average, so it's obvious that we would be still moving upwards. Now, you don't want to keep taking every time it crosses over your 25 mark. You don't want to just keep taking trades, keep taking trades. You want to take your best one and then get out, and then possibly check out a different pair or go somewhere else. And you know, I like to have my options open and have maybe five currencies running at one time or six. And ever since I started doing this strategy, it's very, very easy. It gives me more time to confirm, or actually, it's a lot easier for me to confirm and just wait for my entry. Basically, get my down arrow right here. We're below. This one's actually going to be a powerful trade right here. Now, when you get an arrow, for example, like you get the down arrow over here. Okay, it's above your moving average. You're obviously moving against a big trend on this one. So, I mean, it's obvious that you would take this trade and then you would go to your M5, which would be, let me go ahead and show you. You go to your M5. Let me take off this auto scroll. Okay. So you would take this trade. Now you would wait for a cross for your negative, right? Because we got a negative movement. However, you gotta remember when we saw it in our M30, we were above our moving average, and then it was also moving. The slope, the moving average was actually moving upwards, so it was going against the trend. So now, am I saying do not take these trades? I do not suggest it. I suggest trades just like this one right here because this one's actually following the rules. So is this one right here. These are following the rules of confirmation. So now when you're following the rules of confirmation on your M30 and then you jump to your M5 to look for your entries, then you're even tripling your confirmation here because now not only are you following the rules on your actual M30, you're actually following the rules on your M5 as well because now you're going below it and you're just waiting for your crossover. So be at this moment right here, you would have taken your trade and you would have won easily. As a matter of fact, even if you were late and took this trade, you would have won that one. Same thing with this one, is it crossed over already at a while ago, maybe 5 minutes ago it crossed over. So at this point, if you jumped in, you could have actually taken it right at that moment because you're already over your 25. So I would have taken it right here and just easily won, or just taken it on this one right here, the second one that came up, and just win that one. So basically, it's taking trades from a step further so that way you know what's going on, and then executing it with a shorter time frame so you can actually jump in and take a good entry. Now it works the same with the M15. The M15 I like using for the M1. Now the M15 I'll use for 5-minute trades. Now this one's the same thing. You want to let your charts run. Obviously you want your price to be below your moving average. Now when it's below the moving average and you get something similar, you jump to your M5, M1 and then you take advantage. Okay, so you jump into your M1, take advantage of a trade. This one's actually barely above. However, it looks neutral, but we're going to jump in this one. We're going to see what it would look like. Now it's obviously just kind of dead, but this kind of trade obviously is a neutral trend. You could have taken this one and say at this point when it crossed over, as soon as it crossed over, you were taking this point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can see it just starts coming back down. However, you would have won this one. So now the M15 with the M1 is obviously the lightest of the light, okay? Because you are taking sharp trades now. You're taking 5-minute trades, so you're at shallow. So now you're gonna be where all the movement is going on, and it's very dangerous. It's riskier. So it's obviously not my favorite type of trade, but this type of strategy I use for the ST1. Now you could always leave your ST1 all the way open as far as all time frames. Now you could do that and just leave them all on or all time frames, whatever you suggest. I suggest to use the MT30 and the LT24 all together. So I have my own template, which I do provide you guys in the all-in-one, and you can use that for all of them, and they're all set to specific, time frames, which is the best ones that they were made for, basically. The ST1 is meant for M30 down to M1. Of course, our MT30 is H1, H4, and then our long terms daily and weekly. So it all depends on you. I suggest you use every single indicator and find the one that fits you the best, or just run with what we're doing right here and take advantage of it. Try practicing and getting this one right. And then once you do that, then try the MT30. They're all very similar. However, they're just different settings based on longer or shorter trades, because the ST1 is for short trades. Now it's going to throw a lot of signals, so your job is to confirm stuff and make sure you're going with the right movement uh, in the right way. So when you're doing that and you're taking the good entries too, you're actually jumping in the right entries, then you are good to go. It's easier to trade that way, and it's a lot safer. It's a lot safer to trade this way. This one right here, the M15, followed the two rules because we're below the moving average. However, you can see the moving average here at 20, so it's obvious that it's very smooth setting for me. So when it's moving up like this, it's obvious that we are in an overall moving direction, upwards direction. However, we're below the moving average here in this signal when it popped up, and so I would jump up to my M1, which is already a confirmation because we're below our moving average, and I would wait right here. It's obvious that we're going below the moving average on here as well, and I would wait for my good jump, which would be at this point right here. Take my 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and win that one. Even if you jumped in a little bit late, in this one, you crossed over your 25 with your negative movement. I'll take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You would have won that one. So it's very simple process. It's easy. It's safe because you're sticking with the right movement. When you're looking at a trade from further distance, when you're looking at a time frame from a further distance, and then you have a signal saying, hey, we are moving up, and you jump in a little bit shorter, just think about it. Instead of being inside and right, like in front row of SeaWorld, you can't really see what's going on as much as the people all the way in the back. You want to see what's going on. You want to see the type of movement that's coming at you. It's almost like um, it's not like telling the future basically, but you see a little bit more of what's about to happen, and that's the reason why I really like using bigger charts for smaller trades. And our MT30, I'm gonna do the same same type of video, show you guys how I take those trades, and then and so on. So I hope this helped, and if you guys have any questions, email us at support@binarynetwork.us, or just go ahead and check out the other videos, and I hope this helps. So you guys take care, and I'll talk to you guys later.